Good morning and welcome to episode 1298 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed right here on this podcast. Follow, like, and set to auto download, please, if you don't mind. Today, we are joined by our good friend and executive VP of football operations for the Hard Factor News podcast, Mr. PFT Commenter. Thank you, PFT.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a while. Well, I saw Pat like 2 days ago. I was supposed to hang out with him yesterday. We're going to go looking for cars. We had to put the delay on that. I saw Will like
you were going to go looking for cars, or you were going to go looking for cars.
Oh yeah, I'm in the market for a car.
Okay, all right.
Well,
no, it was him.
I'm looking for an El Camino right now. So if anybody's trying to sell an El Camino, that would be awesome if you had.
That's practical.
Handy. Yeah, I know exactly. Right.
I saw the picture of the one that you tweeted. You didn't end up getting that one that was custom painted.
The one that had the wizard on one side, the Viking on the front, and then the dragon on the other side, and then a naked woman on the back.
Yep.
Yeah, it's sweet. That's a great car. I don't know if that's really everyday driver material. A little too conspicuous.
Maybe so. I mean, but you're really peacocking in
it is
your
boss.
city.
It's a boss.
Why didn't
car.
we go shopping for cars again?
Because when I went to visit Will, when we went out to beautiful, sunny, usually Lake Tahoe.
Right. Rainy this time, but still beautiful.
I left. I was overserved on the plane going out there, and I left my wallet on the plane, and I've been waiting to get it back from United. So I still don't have a wallet. It's apparently in transit right now.
Holy shit, dude!
It's tough to buy a car when you don't have a license.
That was Labor Day.
Yeah.
Did
it was
part of you want to just go and see if you could like overcome the challenge of trying to buy a car without a license?
Actually, yes. I did consider that. See if I can like really smooth. See if I still got the
Probably have
gift
enough
gab.
I feel like you could buy an El Camino without a license.
That's what I'm saying.
Cash. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cash.
The briefcase, cash
They only
transaction.
accept cash for that car. With the
By the way,
In an alley.
let the roast of Eric begin.
Oh right.
Eric showing off his elite height with this angle here.
Yeah.
Oh no.
My posture's bad. My posture. It's been a bad week for camera angles for me.
If you follow on youtube.com/hardfactornews and then subscribe there, please, of course, and then you can watch us tape with Eric. Well, we may be joined by PFT's dead brother Eric at some point as well. I think we already are.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric.
It's not really a roast. So.
Good to see
We're
you.
just going for clicks, man.
All right, tell us about the cab ride. What happened?
Okay, so I'm a little bit late joining the call because I was getting a cab ride. We just wrapped up taping PMT a little bit later than we thought that we would, but still left in plenty of time to get home. Got stuck in the rain and some Wrigley Field traffic here in Chicago, so I didn't foresee that. On the way home, my cab driver starts breaking down and crying. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm in a terrible mood right now. She starts like complaining about her friends. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I'm trying to like be polite, but also like I don't really want to turn into a therapist in the backseat of your car.
Starring her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she wasn't.
It's tough.
She wasn't driving really carefully either. That's the thing. It's like I think the mood was affecting her.
Of course.
Can we get a description?
Yeah.
Can we get a little description?
Yeah.
I don't.
She was fat. She was big, right? She was a big girl.
She was a little bit overweight. She was 54, and she starts telling to me how there's no good men anywhere in the world, and she's about ready to give up just on life.
You know what that was?
What?
She was taking a swing.
I don't think so. She was, because she immediately laid it into the story about how her husband just left her. And the reason why he left her was because he was actually married already. And he had a family back in India. And so this woman had been married to him for, I think, 7 years.
No, she wasn't.
He's like, well, I'm going to go back over and visit my family overseas because I haven't seen them in 7 years. And then she got upset about that because naturally, like, you don't want to be cheated on with another man's wife.
That's a bummer.
So maybe my advice to her after she got into this whole story was like, maybe you should date a single guy. That might solve some of the problems.
Yeah, that would solve a lot of the problems.
Maybe you should kill him
from the start. That would have really done.
Mix in a salad fatty is what Eric said.
So Wes, I actually think that if I had said that as a joke, like you should kill this guy.
You'd be an
Like
accomplice.
she would have killed him. She would have been like, you know what, you're right, and she would have gone on a plane over to India and killed him and his wife.
Is she just tip mining?
Honor killing over there.
If
right?
she's a listener to Hard Factor, this was very descriptive.
She knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Why did she choose you?
I don't know. And the crazy thing is, like, she's putting herself through like a crazy 40-day trial to prove herself as a Christian to herself.
They
So
once failed.
she's giving up everything in life.
Marriage.
Marriage, her husband, she gave up all meat, she gave up salt
All
and
meat.
sugar. It seems
Wow.
like a lot of stuff to give up at like the most stressful part of your life. But what am I? You know, I'm just
She's putting on God's armor. You know, she's
much.
putting down her burdens.
Yeah.
How long was this cab ride, bro?
It ended up being like 25 minutes, and she was saying that she's ready to give up. Nobody's gonna want her. She's like, look at my belly.
She's
I'm 54.
fishing for compliments. Is what she's
Well,
doing.
also,
tips.
I mean that
And a big tip.
right,
Yeah.
big tip. That's tip fishing, and also it's a good plan for her to go on the starvation diet of Christians, right? Because
Yeah.
if she's that overweight, the starving herself is really going to get.
Did you
some
tip her
results,
more than you
so.
normally would because of the
I
sob
haven't-
story?
I haven't tipped yet. I don't know. I'm
Let's do it
I'm
live.
still waiting to think. Like
let's tip her
I'm
right
not
now.
sure
Get
how
your
I
phone
feel
and
about
let's
it.
give her a nice
Tip
big
her right
tip.
now.
20%.
Let's give her a nice big
Give her a
tip
tip
there.
live.
It was such. I will tip her live. It was such a bad
Tip her
or
gore.
weird interaction. So such an unusual situation that I found myself in
So
that I started actively looking around the cab to see if there was a camera, and then it was a TV show.
Did you
How,
think about
how
pulling the-
damaged was the car? Were the hydraulics
Yeah.
on?
boiling points.
What
Yeah,
year
I thought I
Scion
was.
This is
Kinda
an
close.
Uber,
About-
right? Not a cab.
pulling the cable early because she's got your address now, dude?
Oh my god, yeah, she's got. I don't want to think about that.
How many
I'm
dents-
going to
how
tip her
many-
well.
Come on.
How many
need to
dents were in
know-
the car?
I need to know how much to tip her to make it seem like, well, so that she's not going to come back to my house and try to kill me, and then
regular.
also not to tip her so
50%.
much that she'll now be like, this is my new best friend.
Yeah, you don't want to get her
50%.
horny with that tip.
50%.
Regular.
50%.
I think
I'm with
50%.
Mark.
25%.
50%.
Slightly above regular. That to me is the right move. You go
What's
too
your,
high.
What's
and
your
you're just-
regular? 15?
You're putting a red
No.
flag on yourself.
No.
I usually go 20 or 25.
What's your regular tip, Eric? 10%?
That's
Yeah, I
a
mean,
$30 tip.
Depends
Can
on
you
how
leave
it
her
made
a-
you feel. How the interaction left.
Hang
you
on, I got to
feeling,
figure out
you
how to tip.
Can you leave her a message in the tip?
No, yeah, you can. You can write a comment. I'm not writing a comment.
Hang in
All
there,
right. Well,
something like that.
well, let us know what you do in the end. Other than Eric's Uber ride, we're talking a little puck talk about Babcock, humans who identify as dogs in Berlin, a 54-year-old man sentenced in court over a snot rocket incident, serious stuff, football fights, and much more. We have a little game at the end of the show with PFT. You're going to definitely want to stick around for PFT. Keep an eye on your email account, please, as we do this.
Okay.
As we go through these stories.
Oh, yeah.
So. You'll be receiving something.
I always do. I watch that thing like a hawk.
Yeah.
Good.
We
All
should,
right,
we
what-
should
are you-
got the
What'd you
jigsaw.
tip?
I'd like to play a game clip.
Yeah, what'd you tip? And are you inbox zero?
Oh no, my inbox right now is 31,201.
That boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
It's
You got
even
me
better.
beat.
Somewhere.
I'm at
24,000.
oh no, I'm at 165,217.
Whew.
That's
Never
pretty,
deleted my
actually, you know
emails.
what?
You
This
gotta
is only
delete some
one of
of
my
those.
email accounts. Let's see. The other one pulling up right now, 52,936. So yeah, I'm
Damn.
up to
Debt
about 80
collectors
grand.
will hound you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of
Most
it is,
of it
all
is
of mine
blocked.
is scams.
Yeah.
This guy's an idiot.
Mine is all emails from my cab driver. Track me down.
Did you just real quick? Did you say that there was a man out there for her? Did you try to comfort her? Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh,
Yeah, I did. I was like, you'll find a nice guy. You'll find a good guy. Find a single guy maybe this time.
lies.
And she's like, "No, I'm going to give up." And I was like, "No, don't give up." And she's like, "Look at my belly and like
Were you
look
worried
how
she was
old
gonna
I am."
You were being
Drive a
supportive
car
like
off a
that?
cliff.
I was being such a supportive.
I would move the
backseat
tip down,
passenger.
honestly. That was the tip. You being a great supportive, like patron of her business. That I think you gave a lot. That's a little bit of work. That to me says a 20%.
She's extorting you, dude.
Giving a
She
shout
is.
out to a little small business known as Uber.
She's telling the same story
Well,
to every
she's-
guy today.
The
Can you
contractor,
can you send emojis? Can you send a crocodile and then tears?
Maybe a hang in there emoji.
Yeah, the kitten.
Don't send a
You know
rope
what?
emoji.
Now I
Egg-
kind of hope that it
eggplant.
was on. I hope it was on a hidden camera. I really
yeah.
do.
Because you'll look great.
I would
you're
look
like,
awesome if it was on. I was
Right.
such a
You're
good
better.
passenger.
So nice. Yeah. Some trending news we might not mention during this show: the looming government shutdown, and then Fetterman's hoodies and Boebert's over-the-pants hand job that are being used as distractions from that pending government shutdown. Also,
Howard Stern, Wes and I's like probably favorite like radio personality ever. He's like coming after Boebert, calling her like a disgrace. He had
who cares
people
about Fetterman's hoodies
he
or
had
Boebert's
people
hand
riding
job?
the Sibian. He had like
What
porn
is-
stars riding the Sibian every week. He's mad at her for rubbing a cock.
He's become a big
Don't we have
pussy.
real problems? I mean, like,
I mean, maybe the wildest twist in that Boebert story was that it was a first date.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What's out?
No, they've been
What's
dating.
out?
They've been dating.
No, that was the first date.
First date.
She claims they're broken up, and that was the only one. That's
She
it.
puts out on the first date, dude. Yeah.
OTPHJ.
We
Yeah.
discussed it briefly on part of my take, but I truly think that what she experienced in that whole situation, that is the absolute perfect ideal date for an 8th grader that she was on.
And
And,
Denver
and
too.
today. And today.
Yeah.
And people
Dude,
on
you get-
hallucinogens in Denver.
You get
When
a
I went to
boob grab.
Beetlejuice, it was all 8th graders.
You get
And
a boob grab, you get over the pants
that-
hand job,
that
you're
reminds me of
vaping, and
Eric-
you get kicked out. Getting kicked
Yeah,
out of
bro.
places rocks when you're in 8th grade.
That reminds me of when Eric's aunt set him up with Vamp Girl that looked like Avril Lavigne, and he got a hand
right.
job from her.
Very similar date.
Thanks for bringing that up, boy.
Roasted.
You read the title of the show.
God damn, I walked right into that one. Yeah, okay. I may have gotten jacked off by a girl that looked like Avril Lavigne at one point.
Well, she was
Yeah.
Canadian. Who knows? Memory is fuzzy. Who knows exactly how much she looked like Avril?
And then
but-
the whole weekend we sang, "She was a skater boy, said see you later boy, be content with your hand job," stuff like that.
she was a baiter boy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of the government, real quick, do you guys see the 72-year-old Randolph White in rural South Carolina where the F-35 crashed and he heard it happen? See the clip?
No.
No.
He looks
Check it out.
hilarious. He looks like a character. Yeah.
Check it out.
in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, something between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this?
Yeah.
And I heard a boom. Then my whole house shook. Must what see the meteorite come out of space or something? And I said,
This is
well,
not
if the
real.
airplane, it needed
real.
a report. That thing was flying just too low. So yesterday evening, I said, the helicopters, I was out there walking. And choppers keep flying around. I said, well, somebody must have robbed a bank or killed some people or whatever. So I walked up there. They told me it was about the plane.
Dude,
Oh man.
He's the best, man.
he started off like I was in the bathroom. I was taking and they were like dump, shave.
Yeah. That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me
Randolph
someone started
White.
a GoFundMe for that guy already. I mean,
No,
that's-
dude, did you see his truck? He was showing
Yeah.
off his. Oh, it was
has a
earlier
sick-
in the thing. He has a sick ass truck. He just retired from the paper mill, I think. 72 years old, looking young, staying
He just-
fit. At
He just
Randolph
wants
White, he's
people
the
to
man.
talk to,
Yeah.
and I want to talk with him. The guy
Oh,
sounds
also,
like that.
I didn't show you the full clip. Randolph feels like the government should not cover up what happened and that the people need to know. So he said.
Agreed.
He also said that.
Good luck hanging out with Randolph from here until he dies, because that's all you're gonna hear.
About the plane.
What was it like, Randolph?
He does the
It was a whistle and then a snap and a pop.
He's gonna start walking in places wearing like a flight suit. Oh, why are you wearing that flight suit, sir? Are you in the military?
Funny ass.
Actually, no, but it's a funny story. That's it. This is probably the one guy that would like go over to his family's house and be like, "You'll never believe what happened to me last week. A plane just crashed by." And they're like, "Okay, here we go again, Randolph."
Heard it
Like,
last week.
Yeah,
We saw the news, Randolph.
3 years ago, Randolph.
He's a star.
That
though.
guy's got plenty of stories, guys. Come on.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
character.
And a
He's got
nicer
star.
truck.
He's like the Coach Prime of Williamsburg County, South Carolina.
There you
It's
go.
crazy. He also said there was a he's very inspirational. He also said that there was a church only half a mile down the street. So
Thank God.
In the church, by the grace of
Right.
God.
yeah.
that's right.
Who knows what happened to that plane though? I think some people say that it got hacked. I think it just flew into a storm.
And he had,
I mean, malfunction of some kind. Yeah. I mean, you fly all these planes and they have to do tons of test flights. I live in an area where they fly lots of jets in Reno. I mean, there's going to be stuff that goes wrong once in a while, right? Like you can't. Nothing's 100% success rate.
Are you trying to say that Randolph's a plant? He's a media plant because we're eating Randolph up. Who's not eating Randolph up?
No, Randolph says the government shouldn't cover up. He wants full transparency. Randolph is a man of the people.
think deeper, dog. Double level.
I mean,
you put a Randolph out there. He's the star of the show.
I think
now.
I've
Everyone's
seen
talking about
Randolph in a before.
He's a crisis actor.
He's a
You're
crisis
saying?
actor?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
He's a local news crisis actor.
I don't.
Yeah, he's a great one. He's going to get a lot of work.
What did it sound like, Randolph?
the absolute best.
He's like the guy from Police Academy. He can do like sound.
That's good. That's good.
All right, who's going first? Who's got the news?
I mean, mine's
let
sad,
me-
so I prefer not to go first.
Okay,
wanna get
after we
it
decide who
get it
goes
out of the
first, let me just do the sponsor real quick, and then we can jump in.
You want to do the sponsor now?
Sure.
Then
Yeah,
I'll
dial
go.
it up.
I'll go after you.
Okay. Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings. Rainmakers football is back for its second season, and it's bigger and better than ever before. Head to DraftKings.com/audio and sign up to play Rainmakers today with code HARDFACTOR, all one word, for your share of over $30 million in prizes this football season. This week, new customers can claim their first package of digital player cards for free. To get started, playing Rainmakers football is simple. Each DraftKings digital card represents an athlete and scores points based on their real-world performance. Draft them into weekly contests for your shot at a share of $30 million in prizes, or sell them anytime on the DraftKings marketplace. Rainmakers contests require no fee to join as long as you have enough cards to complete a lineup. Rip packs, build your own collection, and earn big rewards. Wondering how to get started? New customers visit DraftKings.com/audio today and use promo code HARDFACTOR to claim a free starter pack. Only at DraftKings.com/audio with code HARDFACTOR. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Rainmakers contest not available in certain states. One starter pack per customer. Starter pack player cards are ineligible for resale. See terms at DraftKings.com/Rainmakers. Get in there. Use promo code HARDFACTOR in DraftKings. Get in the Rainmakers. It's super fun. Football is back.
Wes, you sure you don't want to segue into your story about the NFL from that?
Yeah, I can segue into the
Or
death,
segue? Yeah.
the death of the NFL.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
killer deal. And you know what else?
Eric knows I'm not a big NFL guy, so I did this one just for you, Eric.
Thanks,
And
Wes.
I'm sure you've heard about it. You guys see this guy who got one punch to death at Gillette Stadium at that Patriots game on Sunday?
What? No.
Just
heard
saw.
about it, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, there he is, Dale Mooney, 53 years old. He was a 30-year season ticket holder, and at Gillette Stadium Sunday night versus the Dolphins, the Pats were playing, and a fight broke out. And this 30-year-old, I'm going to play you the clip here with no sound. Fight breaks out.
Faces a death clip. What are you doing?
No, it's not. You don't see
wanna
the
see him
death.
die.
It's the punch.
Yeah. Why are you showing this?
I don't want to.
No, he's not. You don't see him die. This is a.
No, it's
this is
right
a-
There
before
it
he
is.
died.
There it is.
You
What
can see where he died.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Jesus
Um,
Christ. Wes.
So anyway,
I mean, Wes just pulls up this video. They're dangling poor Dale off the edge of the stands over there in the upper decks. It's insane.
That's
I didn't bring
what-
up I didn't bring up the defibrillator video.
I'm Wes. I'm kidding. What
Wes,
happened?
what
there?
happened?
What
So
happened? there?
his wife, who the media was quick to call his widow, which I thought was very
Oh.
insensitive. I mean, just immediately start calling her his widow.
Well, it does change. It's not like I don't think you get a delay on it. You just
I'd give it a week, you know.
they can do recently bereaved. That's
I'd give the widow thing a beat, you know. Anyway, she alleges that they were arguing this whole time in the section 300 high up in the stands, as you saw. You guys know how hard those concrete stairs are, and when they in stadiums. So
Unforgiving.
they were arguing, and a brawl breaks out, and this 30-year-old guy, they claim, the salt and pepper dude, punches Dale, and he goes down. He hits his head on the concrete, unconscious. They clear out the section. They tell everyone to get the fuck back. They bring in the EMTs. They try working on him. They're doing CPR. They're doing the defibrillator. Doesn't come back to life. They take him to the hospital. An hour later, he's dead. So they took the guy. They found the guy who punched him. Now, his wife is saying he didn't throw a single punch. He was there with his son and some friends. Anyone bet on that game?
Yeah, I had the Dolphins.
I had the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a Dolphins fan that did this to Dale?
It was a Dolphins fan that did this to Dale. Yeah.
That was my
So
one parlay win. That was a big win.
Yeah, live
you won.
live internet comment, youtube.com/hardfactor news. Jack Severed says, as a Bostonian, there's rumors brass knuckles were involved.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, it's tough. That's
Yeah.
like you see fights happen at games all the time, and they usually are just like ridiculous. But you also see like really hard punches being thrown, and people next to like big staircases, big drop offs, balconies, things like that. And you're like, it's a wonder more people don't get killed during these things.
Especially
Just by
at
accident.
Eagles
Remember,
game.
we were
What was
in.
that supposed to mean?
I think right when we moved to Austin, guys. Do you remember that? They had that nightclub, La Bear, the male strip club that had just been shut down because a stripper like got into a fight with a guy that was like throwing dollars at him, tried to grab him, and the stripper hit him with like an open hand slap, and the guy's head hit the ground and he died.
Oh, right.
So they had to
Killed him.
close
Right.
the whole, close the whole place down.
Yeah.
That's why LeBear was closed down.
That's what I heard.
Sounds familiar, right?
Could have,
And
yeah.
I know it was empty when we were there.
I thought
Eric
it
was there. Eric was there.
No,
The gay male
friend.
strip club.
I heard that at
LeBear?
Oil Can Harry's. You know?
Eric was there. Yeah.
It's my
I
buddy
thought
that
it was
told
the
me
prostitution.
So, Wes, what are they doing about this?
So
Potential
they
brass
haven't filed
knuckle
any charges. I looked it up.
assailant?
They haven't
It's not
filed
going to
any
be.
charges.
No, they're
Calling his wife a widow.
Yes,
Yeah.
they haven't filed any charges as of this recording. Maybe if someone in the comments knows different, I don't know. But I looked up the law in Massachusetts, and it's a maximum of 20 years for manslaughter, which is probably what he would get charged with. I don't think they'd go the murder route on this one because it was a brawl. You know, it was an unfortunate incident. So it's 2.5 to 20 years that this guy could get. So
Tough
If
start
you use
to the
brass
season.
knuckles, then probably
if you use
probably
brass
murder.
knuckles, that changes things. That's a deadly
That would
weapon.
change it. Yeah.
That would definitely be.
Tough
Who
start
brings
to the
brass
season for the
knuckles?
Patriots.
To a football game, man.
People who like want to get in fights. There's a lot of people who are way too charged up in stadiums, and then you get them hammered on top of that, and they're in this tilty concrete stands. It's a dangerous situation. Keep your head on a swivel.
Sidebar add on to the Dolphins Patriots story. This guy, the cornerback for the Dolphins, has 4 women consecutively pregnant right now. He's got four women knocked up at the same time. Shutdown corner is shutting down wombs for 9 months.
Is he a
Ovaries, yeah.
religious guy? As a
Yeah,
non-religious
dude.
guy, that's a call to connect for, bro. I mean, like,
Of course, he's a religious guy.
are you sure?
He hates condoms.
Is it Eli
no.
Apple? Who is it?
I just mean like
Xavier Howard.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds
respect.
religious as fuck.
I need to know: are they going to be
Xavier
are the
Howard,
births
put him
gonna
back up.
be, Are they going to be in season? Or are they going to be out of season births?
Good question. With 4 consecutively, there's got to be 1 or 2 that's happening this season.
Because I'm definitely going to bet on him to get an interception when these babies pop out.
Yes.
Who had the most? Cromartie. He had the most kids in the NFL. And
Cromartie
if you look
probably
at,
but
I
this guy's
tried to get-
catching up quickly.
no, I know. I tried to get
Impressive
AI
what Xavier Howard's doing.
to plot it, but they wouldn't do it because they said it was like offensive or something. But I was trying to get AI to give me a correlation between Cromartie's stats, right, decline in, and the births of his children. Because let's be honest,
I don't know. Cromartie, I think he now has like 6 kids with his now wife.
Right.
And
More than that.
They got a vasectomy. He got a vasectomy, and then he popped twins through the vasectomy.
He went
Yeah, well,
through
he
That's right. I forgot about Cromartie going
But-
through the vasectomy.
But
They say it's
a
rare.
lot of guys say they get vasectomies.
I've been
you know?
considering to get one, but they say it's rare that you can pop it through. But some
You
people
can pop
can't.
it through.
Cromartie's got the seed to do it. You know.
I'd
That's
like to
Teen's enough.
I'd like to see the bill from the doctor showing that he got the vasectomy instead of him just coming back and pretending to be sore
Now-
for a day.
What happens is that Cromartie probably just came too quick after the. You have to not come for a few
It was
days after the
One in the
surgery,
chamber.
and
You can still
he
nut with a
probably-
vasectomy, though, right? Just
No, in
is it clear?
Antonio, you know, I mean,
Is your nut clear with a vasectomy?
That's a
I
good
think you
question.
just
I don't know.
less thick. Yeah, less thick.
I'm
Less
thinking
thick.
back to like middle school health class.
still-
There's the
you're still
Cowper's
organ.
glands.
Well, Will
There's some
knows.
other
Will's had
glands in
one.
there.
He's telling us.
Well,
I have
less
not had
thick.
one. I've
Not
Oh, I
yet.
thought you did have one.
not yet.
It's like the end of a
Considering.
cold. It starts to clear up, kind of.
Is it like salad dressing
Yeah.
ranch or like homemade pizzeria ranch?
Can you see through it?
14 kids, man. If he crushed a vasectomy, that guy, he's got to keep going. He can't stop now. There's something
Yeah, I
special
mean he's
about
off
his
to a
seed.
hot start.
Yeah.
Yeah, just knowing the ins and outs, it's actually pretty easy to crush. He thought it. You know, you get too excited. You want to experiment with it right away, and you can't. You got to wait a couple days.
Yeah,
gotta let it cool off.
A new car, got to keep.
You think he's going to go to all the doctor's appointments?
No,
No,
Because that's going to be a vast majority of his time.
not unless he can
You got
clone
4
himself
kids.
like Michael Keaton in Multiplicity.
he should figure out like a sport they could all play together, and he could be the coach, and then that way you can deal with them all at once.
Yeah,
That's a good idea, but then you got to get the moms together first, Will.
That's the
They might be
problem.
friends. You never know.
Yes, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they're totally cool.
They have the same lawyer probably.
They're fighting over the same lottery ticket.
They're not comparing cars and bags and stuff. And yeah.
I mean, there's no stopping that. Mhm.
Anyway, R.I.P. Dale.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks.
Yeah.
That
Thanks,
sucks,
Wes.
man.
Yeah.
It's like
Good story
you go,
selection.
you go
Yeah.
to a game with your family and then you just don't go home. That's got to be really rough. I feel
Pretty
bad.
tough. Yeah, pretty tough.
Too many fights in NFL games.
No charges have been. Hold on, from producer Eric. No charges have been filed, though. Mr. Kilmartin told Mass Live that he witnessed police take one man into custody, so they might have
Yeah.
the guy that hit him.
No, that's why I said they have the guy, but they haven't filed charges.
So it's been a while since I've been to an NFL game because we tape PMT on Sundays and then Thursdays we also record. So like we don't get to go that much, but I remember I was going to a few games back like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and sometimes it gets scary. It really does when people are hammered and they just go to that's what their release is.
Gets
From
scary
their-
in the
from their
VIP
normal
section.
Roasted.
No, Pat, this is 10 12 years ago.
This is before box light. This is before box light. Please.
Got him. That was a roast.
Yeah, no, I mean sitting in the top stand, and you're just hammered with your friends.
No,
and
bro,
everybody
I'll never
up
go
there
to an Eagles
degenerate.
game.
Yeah, it's
For that same reason,
That's
I'll
the
never
second
go to a
time you
game.
brought up the Eagles.
Okay, well, Mark, for real though, scroll your fucking feed on a Sunday, and you're gonna see at least 2 fights in your Instagram feed at the link. That's what you're
I
gonna
feel
see.
like
If
the
it's a home game.
Commanders had a nasty one this weekend as well.
yeah. Commanders, LSU, and like LSU fights
Blowing
all the
off
time.
some steam.
All the teams I watch
We're good
have
again.
these fights at the games. It's just
It's like going to a UFC
Having
event.
every
The guys
game.
like to get in fights at UFC events and they show off their trophy wives with fake boobs. Everyone's got fake
Yeah.
boobs at those things.
What
All
what's real quick? What sport do you think has like the least amount of fights? Baseball.
Golf,
Yeah.
tennis,
Well, yeah, I mean,
tennis.
that's-
You're very polite
I'm
at a
talking about
tennis
like
match.
in an arena.
tennis, U.S.
Tennis.
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got guys gluing their feet to the ground though.
That chick did get stabbed. Though. What was it, Monica?
yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta
Seles got
protest.
stabbed?
Protesters.
Yeah,
Stalkers.
Good point by Wes. I've never seen a fan sneak onto the field and try to stab an opposing quarterback.
Yeah.
What do you have, Monica Seles?
Yeah. Yeah.
They got
Yeah, it's
pads.
more like one-on-one psychotic crime in a tennis
Right.
or golf
Right.
setting, right?
Yeah.
And then like in a like a arena sports setting, it's like so many drunk dudes. It's just a bunch of fights.
What about polo? I saw polo on the other day, like where they are on a horse polo, like human beings on horses with like the long wooden sticks. Like that's
Mallets.
a
The
rich
crowd's
person.
got to get pretty rough there. Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I'm thinking about
You don't
getting into
think so?
polo.
No, the crowd's very rich and chill at the polo.
But
Bet
you're
you
going like
are.
really fast, and like I bet there's bad injuries.
Lots of
Oh,
whores at
the
polo matches. If Pretty Woman taught
Yeah.
us anything.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
movie.
There's one place you want to have cocaine.
Oh,
It's
you
a
got
polo
it.
match.
You got it at the polo matches. You got it. All right. So from doing the show, you guys know which country's the kinkiest. Go ahead and say it. Right. What's the kinkiest, horniest country?
Germany.
Germany. Thank you, Wes.
I was gonna say Italy.
No, it's Germany. They really just stamped it with the shit that came out during from that smut-ridden country during COVID. I mean, every other story was like orgy again.
Oh right. Well, France too. France also had a lot of orgies that had to get busted up by the cops. So.
I think Germany won though. But they may have
They're more
outdone
perverted. The Germans. The
Oh,
French.
they
are
don't
like
do. They don't do
more
normal
romantic
sex.
about it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. French like to have
They
sex.
also have a kink desk, so a lot of coverage on it. I mean, we get a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like we might hear about it more often because they're very tuned into it. It's a big part of their news and media.
They boast
My
about it.
my favorite European politician pervert, Silvio Berlusconi from Italy, had maybe the greatest quote of all time when they were talking about gay rights, and he's like, "No, listen, I am very friendly with gay people. It's been said that every person has a little bit of gay inside them, no matter how straight they may seem, and I agree. I am gay. It's just that my gay part is lesbian."
There's no way he said that. Really?
Yeah, he did. He was the best.
What a line.
Whoa. That guy voted yes on the 10-second groping rule.
Yeah. Did you hear about that? It's legal to grope up to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
A breast.
Shout out
That's
Lauren
like-
Boebert.
The
Yeah,
5-second
Boebert thing
rule for
puts it
food.
in context.
Yeah.
It really
It
does. We didn't have an example before.
That was it. So I guess Germany may have outdone themselves though recently when 1,000 people who identify as canines dressed up like dogs and freaked out people in Berlin at the Berlin Potsdamer Platz railroad station this weekend.
Mhm.
Thousands.
What would your reaction be if this happened to you?
I'd be like, now I know why it smells so bad
Probably
These are like the pups. These are like that army guy with the pups and the
pup
and the
masks, yeah.
Yeah.
Colonel Pup Ravage West.
yeah, that guy.
U.S. Army Colonel.
That's not a legitimate army
Yeah, we
bio
covered
photo.
him. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah, we
this guy.
covered him. Yeah, that's him.
He was like,
he got in trouble
now
for
that
doing this.
Now that I'm
all-
retired, I can come out as Colonel Pup Ravage. I've been like raping
Yeah.
young boys.
But
he took those pictures,
official
and he actually
Army
had a young
photog
pup.
didn't take that.
Yeah.
No, he took it in uniform though at a base and
Right.
got in trouble for it.
Okay.
He also had a young pup who was one of his like inferiors, who like they leash each other. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Shut
you know like the master pup, the alpha
Yeah.
dog leaches the young pup, and
Yeah.
then that's the
I could have brought
relationship.
that picture up. It's just him with like in
And
a
fucks
thong
him.
with like a huge
Yeah.
cock. Yeah. Colonel Pup Ravage is packing.
Oh yeah, he is packing.
Sure,
He's
you
got
could
a
have
big
found
hog.
some more graphic
Yeah.
pictures from that event.
Yeah.
What were
Oh,
these
for
guys
sure.
doing in Germany? Were they fucking, or were they just at the train station?
I don't know. Well, you have to imagine that unless you're a complete loser, you're fucking at some point on the weekend, right? If you're
Yeah.
You came with your puppy, right? Probably is my guess.
You're
And so
fucking-
you
you're
got to reconsider things if you fail to hook up at the pup convention.
You're not timid at the pup convention.
Can,
Right.
can you give some
puppy
some
sex convention.
context?
1,000
pup-
people think they're dogs, and they showed up to the same place, Pat.
No, they have
What's the
this
power dynamic?
They're
What
definitely
aren't you
fucking.
getting?
If that's the way you just
Yeah.
said it right now, it's like it was an orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a kink. It's a kink. It was a kink meetup basically for this pup
Right.
kink. It's like it's a thing.
That's the worst thing that's ever happened at a
But-
German train station.
Yeah, I know. Well, could you imagine if Hitler found out about this event? He'd be rolling around in his grave.
He'd love it.
What do you
dude. He was
mean they
obsessed-
think they're dogs?
He was probably the original one. He was obsessed with German shepherds. A
That's
lot of rumors about his sexuality. So you never know.
I hope he got raped by dogs. No word yet if Taco, the human collie, was there from Germany. Remember that guy?
Oh, he's from Japan, you mean?
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah,
No word if the guy that dresses up like a fucking collie wears I have a picture of him somewhere.
He's too
Alright.
real.
Yeah, Eric, have you seen this guy?
No.
He spent $14,000 on a collie suit, and he now just that's not a
Oh, yeah.
dog. It's not a
Yeah,
dog. That's a human.
I did see that guy.
Yeah.
It's a great suit.
Yeah,
he
it's
gets
good.
wheeled
Yeah,
around in
ripped
a
off.
wheelbarrow. Or a wagon, I mean.
No word if that guy was there, or if the new guy who's all the rage, this guy from the UK, Tom Peters, a man who identifies as a
Holy
Dalmatian.
shit! I hadn't seen him.
No,
Dude,
he's new.
that's
He's
fucked
new.
up.
That guy's fucking-
That's like that's like a latex dog suit.
Where is the zipper on that,
Oh
man?
God.
He's like
I
a
gotta hear
gimp
him talk.
Dalmatian.
These
Oh,
guys,
man.
they don't dress up like serial killers who are dressed as dogs.
Yeah,
Quite frightening.
Tell me about the Dalmatian.
Pat, they brought this guy out on a morning talk show, and look
No.
at him freaking
No,
out.
that's a horror. That's a horror movie promo, right? Like
Look at all the talk show people freaked out. He's on his knees.
Fuck.
I love that the talk show people are like, well, that's really interesting that you like to get dressed up like a dog. He's clearly plotting how he's going to murder everyone in the room.
Yeah. They're trying to ask him questions, and he's just barking at them. Anyways, I have one last example of someone who's been doing a dog recently, and that's Jenna Phillips, who claims she gets paid $10,000 a month to walk around it like a puppy and make
Okay.
messes. As you can see, she just pees on the floor in the bottom right there. She just shits and pisses on the floor and eats dog food for $10,000 a month.
Look at the finger scolding her.
Yeah.
I like her.
master.
She should
yeah.
she should be allowed to do this.
Yeah.
It's an OnlyFans thing for sure.
10,000 a month?
Yeah,
She's hot. She just makes a mess.
10 grand, then I rub her
OnlyFans
face in it.
Rush is real. Yeah, like
She goes
what
she
you
goes
did.
home after work and she lights cigars with $100 bills, just laughing. Like, I can't believe I get paid to do this.
Yeah, she wipes up the urine with $100 bills. She doesn't even need that.
Eric, we interviewed Stephanie Motto, the girl who
a lot of
farts in
work.
jars and sells them for a ton of money. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
This reminds me of that
Same-
time
same
when
that sounds gross.
yeah,
well, right, but I mean,
she
it's
offered to
like
send us
she's
one.
lighting the hundreds and laughing about.
Oh
it.
yeah, she's definitely like these suckers.
right.
She was selling bath water too, wasn't she?
Who knows if she actually
Anything
farts in the
that was
jars,
off
too.
of her body
Yeah.
was for sale. Yeah.
This whole dog thing reminds me of the time when Eric used to sell used dogs. You guys remember that?
I do, man.
Yeah. yeah.
Where they
Oh,
You'd
I
have
thought-
to set up shop. And
I thought there was a
Emotionally-
punchline coming in the roast.
No, emotionally abused dogs. I think they were specifically abused by the sales staff to give them a backstory to sell better.
No, it was only the
No?
guy that ran the charity that would. It was funny the first day. Have I told you guys a story about the story he made up about the first dog I saw sold?
No.
Oh,
He was
great
like-
salesman. So he came up
he
with a
was-
fake
What's
backstory
the
about
story?
tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was this British guy. He's like, oh, this dog right here, this dog
Yeah.
we had to pull out of a lake. And they're
Yeah.
like, a lake? And he's like, yeah. The owner threw it over into a lake and they tried to drown it and the dog swam to shore. And then they turned it into us. And now this dog could be yours. And then the person was like, wow, this dog is so sweet. That's incredible. What a great story. Okay, I'll adopt this dog. I'll take it home. And then they adopted the dog. Another couple comes up and they start petting with one of the puppies. And the English guy goes up. He's like, oh, these dogs were rescued out of a lake. And he just told
This is every time.
yeah, that was his go-to story that he had.
He needs to be more inventive. I mean, he's gotten he got
And so
jaded.
what ended up happening was a lot of the people that adopted these dogs after the place went out of business, they got together online and found each other. And they're like, wait, we all adopted dogs that were thrown into a lake.
Yeah. They all when they all met up at the convention, they all got duped.
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome.
What was the business model? That it was it wasn't a charity.
It was a charity. It was a
Yeah,
501c3, and we got a lot of dogs adopted, which was great. But the guy was definitely a scam artist and ran out of town in the middle of the night. And I think he went to Mexico actually. But it was basically dogs that are about to be euthanized in Texas at high kill shelters. You can go up to those shelters with like a big ass van and say, we're going to take all the dogs that you're about to put down. And then you could take those dogs away and then
Rehome
try to
them.
get them adopted. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he wasn't going to go through the audit because he didn't pay any of his other staff, probably is my guess.
Right.
I got paid $5.25 an hour. And at one point I turned in like you had, we set up tip bags, right? So people would like put money into it as they're going into
He really
PetSmart
counted on
or
those tip bags. Yeah.
the grocery store. Shout out Landry from Friday Night Lights, by the way. Landry, nice guy. He stopped by one day,
Oh.
took a look at the dogs on his way into PetSmart, left a nice crisp $20 bill in the tip jar for me. So
How
Talking
about
about
that?
my buddy Jesse Plemons. You're talking about Landry, Kirsten
I am
Dunst's
talking
husband.
about Landry. Yeah.
That's
So
4 hours of work right there.
yeah. So as much as I needed the money, I was not actually in the business of stealing from the dogs. So I would put all the tip money into a bag, put the bag into the safe at the end of every shift, and then log in how much money was in there. So I did that one night. And then the next day I get a call from this British guy and he's like, yeah, where's the money from yesterday? I was like, I put it in the safe. He's like, it's not in the safe. I was like, I put it in the chute to go into the safe. And then he accused me of stealing. And I was like, I get paid $5.25 an hour to work for you. I don't have to sit and be accused of like stealing $80. In retrospect, he probably just took the money and then he was
Definitely took
trying
the
to
money.
like act like he was surprised it wasn't there.
Oh yeah, that's a
Did you ever
classic.
try to pawn the dogs off on you guys, like the salespeople, being like, "Oh, you should just take the dogs home"?
Yeah, he did actually. And
I'm
one
going
of
to
the
kill
most
this
fucked
one.
up-
Yeah,
He's like, I'm
Drowned
taking
in
a
a
knife
lake.
on his throat.
Taking it back. Yeah.
He's like, don't make me do it. I'll do it. Give me the $120 adoption fee. But one time I would take Leroy out there sometimes because he would catch people's eyes
Good
and then they'd
salesman,
come
yeah.
over and I'd be like, well, this dog's not for adoption, but look at all these other dogs that are. It was like a little bait and switch that I had going. It worked pretty well actually. But
Oh, I remember.
one day I took Leroy up to the shelter and the person who was like the second in command of the used dog empire this guy was building sees Leroy and she's like, you want to breed him with my dog? And I was like, wait, what?
Whoa, yeah,
Like
nice.
your
Decent
entire,
proposal.
your entire life is finding homes for puppies that are about to be killed because there's not enough homes for puppies.
Look,
Yeah.
we're doing
Try to
something
breed
good. Let's
Leroy.
make a little money on the side.
You
you
saw
guys.
that expensive dog you had.
Yeah,
and-
you sure
She
Your
wasn't just trying to
dog's
fuck
dick.
you.
It was bad. It was
That would
bad
be a
situation.
proposition. I would consider that a proposition towards myself if someone asked
I
me if
see
wanted to
he's
breed
still
my dog.
intact.
Oh yeah, Wes. Good. I hadn't thought about that, but maybe it was like
It's a
there's
kinky
proxy
op-
war.
Kind
There's
of.
a proxy war for my
Boy,
penis.
he's a
Yeah.
fertile boy. Does he take after his owner?
Yeah, let's have them over together. But maybe they'll have a little bottle of wine, right? I'm
Leave them
kidding.
alone. Yeah.
Let's show them how it's done, maybe, you know?
You sure he's a mastiff?
like
He's
Turner
not
and
as
Hooch.
big as some of the other boys that I've seen come around, but he looks pretty. Looks like he could handle himself.
But your take on pit bulls, seriously, evil?
Oh, right.
Oh, I absolutely love pit bulls. They're the
The
sweetest things
American
on
Bully
earth.
XL.
Yeah, says the guy who's never owned
What
a
about all
pit
the
bull,
kids they kill?
roasted.
Wes, kids get killed by a lot of stuff.
So you're against
Wheels,
Pacific
England's
dogs.
You're against England's
Pelotons.
ban.
Eric, will you adopt
The
a
American Bully
pit
XL.
bull?
I would adopt a pit bull. Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I just adopted a dog, so
Is Blake
Sure.
part pit bull?
Shucks.
he is
have you
not
had him
part pit
checked?
bull. We got his DNA
Yeah.
test back, and he's 50% Saint Bernard.
Okay. There you go.
That's
Medicine dog.
Yeah,
Nice.
Brandy boy.
Get him
Alright.
a cask.
Pat, you want to go next, or you want me to go?
I do, guys. Did you guys know
Okay,
it's
go ahead.
cold and flu season?
Mm.
No, it is.
Coming up, yeah.
No. It is. It's been here. A lot of people don't know this. Cold and flu season actually starts August 10th. Okay, a lot of people
During
call it
hurricane season.
a summer cold sometimes, but the season starts to change. You get a little tickle in your nose. You can get a runny nose. You can get a cold. You got to watch out. Okay, a lot of people think it happens directly in the fall or the winter. It's not true. It starts early fall, late summer. And let me take you back to 2019, guys. The year was 2019. The place, New Hampshire, and there was a man. He was performing at the Bank of New Hampshire Arena, and he had a cold. Okay. And the problem is when you're performing, you got no place to, blow your nose. So what are you to do? Well, this man blew a snot rocket, okay? And
Yeah.
because of that, he pled no contest to assault by snot rocket yesterday in court. That man is Marilyn Manson. Here's the clip of the attorney trying his best to say snot rocket without saying snot rocket. The audio is a little weird, so excuse me, but this is the sentencing hearing of Marilyn Manson getting sentenced for blowing a snot rocket on a photographer back in 2019.
With any permission. Subsequently, later in the performance, in the same song, I believe, he then approached the camera again, and this time he expelled matter from his nose at the camera, striking the other woman again this time. Those are the facts. Is the victim in object to this going forward? Oh, she does have an impact statement that she would like to have read into the record.
For me, I'm a
This is not the
professional
victim.
person, and I've been in this industry for 30 years. I've worked
Expert
for a lot
witness.
of companies, and in all the years I've worked with people.
How big
I've
was the
never been
snot rocket?
humiliated
It's huge, bro. You ever
or
seen this guy's
treated the way I
nose?
was.
Yeah.
For him to spit on me and blow his nose on me was the most disgusting thing a human being has ever done. I understand this was not a big criminal charge to begin with, but I was hoping that the defendant would receive a sentence that would make him think
Wait,
twice.
how is she not the victim, Pat? She's reading for the victim?
She's reading that was the victim's statement.
Okay.
The victim,
Oh, okay.
So, Your
He's
Honor,
too distraught to be there.
I feel that this is an appropriate sentence.
Is that the
given
victim?
nature of the crime.
Yeah.
Well, the entire internet thinks that's the victim, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not at all. That girl really was sitting in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh.
So that
Second representative of the victim.
no, she has nothing to do with it at all. I guess this woman, right? She's a photographer at the New Hampshire, whatever the New Hampshire arena is that Manson was performing in back in 2019, and she didn't want to show up. She did press charges, assault and battery, but she didn't want to show up. So she sent a friend, I guess, to read a statement. And then that friend sat back down next to some
Brought a
random
friend
chick.
as well.
Way too close to her, dude.
Whoever
That
it
was weird,
was.
though. They were together, right? They were sitting together, right? I mean,
They were, dude, but she's not the victim at all. But I mean, tell me that she doesn't look like the fucking victim right
She
there.
looked
It was
like the
just
victim.
What's,
that was just
what's
too
worse,
afraid.
getting hit with an actual snot rocket or having everybody think that you got hit with a snot rocket?
Right, and you're
the
too big of a
thinking.
pussy to read it in the room with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
dude.
Isn't it like an
um,
honor amongst Marilyn Manson fans to like get hit by his bodily fluids though?
right.
I thought
Punk
that
rock
was-
shows.
This
Yeah,
person
normal.
wasn't a fan, though. They were working. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so the woman that got hit, guys,
As a photographer.
the woman that got hit, her name is Susan Fontaine, and that's her LinkedIn. Mark, can you read the about there?
It says Susan is currently a lighting technician at Cirque du Soleil. She was the lead camera operator at the Bank of NH Pavilion and also a lighting designer programmer at the Colonial Theater.
And then it
She was.
cuts off. Right, yeah, until Marilyn Manson blew a fucking snot rocket in her face.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable, she said. And so she left.
Yeah, poor woman. Let's read a little bit from the police report, guys. Okay, so the police investigator reviewed the footage of the event, and obviously Susan had the footage of probably in 4K of a snot rocket coming out of a 54-year-old's
I
nose
look
directly
badass,
on.
honestly. He wanted that for the fucking cut down, you know?
Looked like
Dude,
Cromartie's semen busting through a vasectomy.
Ripping right
Dude,
through it.
absolutely.
He's so
Dude,
tall
absolutely.
too.
look like a close up of some sort of inside the body camera situation. So the police investigator reviewed the footage, said Manson was seen putting his face close to the camera held by Susan and spitting a, quote, big loogie at her. Those are Susan's words. A moment later, he
Before the rocket.
Dude, this is pre-rocket.
Spits on her.
He must have had it out for this lady. Didn't like her. A moment later, he returned, kneeled over her, placed his hand over one nostril before launching a, quote, significant amount of mucus on her. The police report adds that the camera shows Manson, quote, point and laugh as Susan gets down and walks away.
Damn. Yeah, he really did. I mean, he really humiliated her. So
I need to see this footage. Why don't we have the footage?
Dude, I scoured the internet for it because
admissible in court.
Susan is afraid to fucking show up. She sends her buddy and her buddy's buddy, who now everyone thinks got snotted on, to court to read a statement.
Did he pay?
So Manson didn't
He's
pay.
gonna pay.
She pressed charges. She didn't sue. So he got 20 hours of community service, and he has to pay about like $1,400. But you know, this is the least of his legal
hasn't he
woes,
been
'cause he's a
accused of
rapist.
rape? Yeah, he's been
Big time.
accused of like rape 1. Yeah.
Well, that's
rapist.
worse. Yeah, that's worse than a.
But isn't
snot
it
rocket.
smart for the civil suit to get the other suit in there first?
So this was the criminal suit. She just
criminal
went
suit,
through with the
right.
she went through the charges. I don't think she's going to sue Marilyn Manson.
She shows up to the civil one though.
You heard the victim statement. She said this is the most disgusting thing possible for a human to do to another human.
Well, rape.
That
rape
decoy
is
should
probably-
sue her now. That girl that was sitting in the court should sue her now.
Yeah, dude, this girl is so fucked.
Right.
One more.
For the representative to sit down next to her.
Look at her. No, why are you sitting next to me? No.
Oh shit.
How was that?
That's got to
How
be
was
her
that?
friend, right? She brought her friend. No,
That's her
chance of
friend.
Strangers sitting. Yeah.
She looks like a true crime snob that like gets really into like these cases that you find online, get obsessed with. Maybe she's just her true crime thing is the loogie gate.
Lots
It
of
could
like.
be.
Well, actually,
Maybe both those girls didn't even know Susan and they were doing a podcast about it. And then Susan reached out to them and asked if they could represent her.
That's true.
I mean, I just watched Scouts Honor, which is horrible, and like they were talking about the guys
That's
that
tough.
came forward with abuse, and their kids were like, "I'm proud of you, Dad. I'm real proud of you." Like, who the fuck is like, "Hey, Jen, can you do me a favor?" So next week, Marilyn Manson is being sentenced for when he blew a snot rocket all over me. I just can't face him. Can you read my victim impact statement, please?
That's a good friend.
He's a good friend.
It's a good friend. It's a good friend.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. The judge essentially said you're a 54-year-old man with no criminal record, so I'm going to let you go with no contest. Let him off easy, so to speak.
A lot of pending charges. It sounds like.
What do you think
loogie on the
Marilyn
camera.
Manson's going to do for his 20 hours of community service?
He's going to do it at the Satanic Church, probably. I don't know.
He's going to blow snot rockets the whole
Burns
time. Is what
Bibles
he's going to do.
20 hours.
Yeah.
Right, he's going to show up to the Boys and Girls Club, show him how to spit an epic loogie.
He's
If
like,
he showed up to like a Boys and Girls Club or to like some children's charity thing, they would be like, "Please leave, sir," immediately.
Yeah, he'd get in trouble again.
he shows up to like a battered women's place.
Oh yeah, he's the worst.
Like,
Marilyn Manson,
Therapeutic spit.
the worst.
You should have to do some work to repair this poor woman's image, who everyone thinks is going to live
Well,
with
but
that.
she came with her friend. Look, that's on her. Honestly, she knew what she was reading. Like,
If you show up to court, you got to have eyebrows.
That's true.
Listen, Marilyn. Like that the court date was coming up. Grow those puppies out for a little bit.
yeah,
Oh, it does make them look like weak, sickly, and sad, though.
it's offensive.
That's
Though.
true.
The judge
it's
really
like his
should have
Harvey
said something.
Weinstein, like
Yeah.
like a wheelchair,
Walker.
Bill Cosby Walker.
Dude,
Yeah.
Great eye on you, Eric. I didn't even notice he didn't have eyebrows.
Son, you're gonna come into my court with no eyebrows on?
There was nothing said about it. But the judge didn't even acknowledge it.
Well, his hair
Come
is
closer, son.
his hair is jet black.
Dude, no, but it's kind of fucking genius. You know how they say like you shouldn't smile in a mugshot, right? Because then the judge might see it and say, "Oh, you were taking it lightly."
Right.
But if you scowl in a mugshot, then maybe people think you're a hardened criminal. No eyebrows is fucking chest, dude, because there's no expression that you can give. You can't go wrong. It's like wearing training wheels on
Every
your face.
expression is you're a psycho. when
Except you
have
look like a
one.
serial killer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't look too mad or too sad, Wes. You know, you don't
you
look
look
too
mad
happy
all the
or
time.
angry.
That looks like unbridled rage.
Pat, I was disturbed
Listen,
by
boy,
you
I
when
don't know
you
how they
shaved your
do things
eyebrows
in
that one
Los
time.
Angeles, California, but in my courtroom,
we wear eyebrows.
This
Yeah,
here is New Hampshire, boy.
When I
New
shave my,
Hampshire, I don't know why you're all doing Southern judges are the best.
when I
Not
shave my
historically,
eyebrows,
but-
Southern, right? Yeah.
Wes wouldn't give me a ride home. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. He told me
I
to
was
ride.
genuinely
ride home with
disturbed
someone else.
by looking at you.
Dude, no eyebrows is a psycho look, man.
Wes,
Yeah, but you
Get it
couldn't
off
read
on
me.
screen. That
Wes
guy's
wants to know
insane.
about your cock and your eyebrows first thing.
Yeah. That was the first car ride.
Yeah.
What kind of cock you got on you?
You better have a hell of a cock if you're going to show
Yeah.
up with no eyebrows.
Yeah.
They got your cock. I'd rather stare at that.
What are you?
All right.
5.5.
Last story
PFT
before the game, right?
What's that?
Do you have a story, Will, before the game? Do we have
That's
one?
right. We got 2 more segments. Let's get going. So PFT, I don't know if you know about this, but we do a little puck talk on this podcast because, we're I don't know if we're NHL experts, but many
Close.
say that we have our fingers on the pulse of the game of the shell.
I
Right.
say that.
Yeah, I think a lot
know
of our
that about
listeners in
us.
Canada say that as well. And so there's this coach named Babcock in the NHL.
Yep.
Here is what he looks like right there. That's Babcock. You see him?
Looks like he's holding in a shit.
Yeah,
It's like
for
Dennis
sure.
Leary playing Wayne Gretzky in a movie.
Like an
Right.
unzambonied rink. His face.
Yeah.
He says hockey.
Hawky.
Lots of lines on that face. I thought his name was Lou or Doug Babcock by just looking at the picture. It turns out his name's actually Mike. And I didn't really know his first name because people only call him Babcock. So that's Babcock right there. And this guy, Babcock, he just got fired from the Columbus Redcoats. Columbus Redcoats.
Blue Jackets. Close.
Yeah. Well,
You sure?
Okay. The Columbus Blue Jackets, apparently.
okay.
And
Doesn't make
people
sense,
say,
but
look, people
Yellow
say it's a
Jackets.
big deal. Yeah. What's a blue jacket? People say it's a big deal. And I looked up Babcock's Wikipedia, and it says that he's got 2 Olympic golds with Canada. All right. Which is kind of like Coach K claiming he's why USA basketball is good, right? Like
Mhm.
you coach Canada, you're going to get the golds, right? I mean, for Babcock, is that how much of an achievement is it really? Right.
Good point.
I mean, that's what I first thought, at least. And then he also won the Stanley Cup coaching with the historically successful franchise, the Detroit Red Wings, in 2007 to
oh my
2009.
god, yeah, you just got to get these drunks on the ice and you're gonna win. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a bit of a Mike McCarthy vibe for NFL fans out there, Americans who don't understand any of this. Anyways, he's got a great resume, but it's, I think, a little bit because he's had a horseshoe up his ass on where he's ended up coaching and hockey at the same time. Most recently, guys, he took the Toronto Thunderleaves to the Bradley Cup playoffs 3 times in a row. But
That's a
he
championship,
lost-
right?
It's a championship round, but he lost in the first time each time, every time, despite having one of the best young Americans in hockey on the team.
Connor something.
Austin Mustache. This is an American, Mark. This is Austin Mustache right here of the Toronto Thunderleaves, and he is a star. And
looks
so
like a
even with
fake-
this
he looks-
total stud,
He looks like an actor.
Yeah, dude. He looks like AI generated creepy hockey guy.
no, it's just the best American stud, Austin
Looks
Mustache
hockey guy
right
that-
there.
Hockey guy that'll finger your sister. Generate.
Yep.
His own
Right.
sister.
You guys ever notice how hockey guys' hair is always wet?
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause
Always
they're-
wet.
It's a Barry. Did Barry
Greasy.
Melrose start that look where you can't tell if it's gelled or wet, and then they all mimicked it, or does it go back before Melrose?
I think it's probably pre-Melrose.
Looks
Yeah,
like John Waters' like grandson or something.
That's right.
Jacked
Thick.
up grandson.
Yeah. Just bench pressing his grandpa, John Waters. Well, he
he's-
giggles.
Look, he's an absolute stud, Austin Mustache is. So even with this guy on the Thunderleaves, Babcock couldn't get it done, couldn't win the Bradley Cup. Anyways, Babcock got hired by the Columbus Redcoats. Eric says it's the Blue Jackets. I don't believe it. And became their highest paid coach of all time recently, with the expectation that he would lead them back to the glory days of the British Empire, when the goals flowed like their robust slave trade across the Atlantic. That's what the promise was from Babcock. But Babcock has
bold
already
words.
resigned. What's that?
Bold words.
Bold words indeed. But Babcock has already resigned, Mark, even bolder, before his hockey colonization run could even begin. After it came out that one of his first acts as coach was to demand to see everybody's camera roll on their personal phones so that he could make embarrassing PowerPoint presentations for the team and then show them back to everybody to shame them all into being like their personal gods of the organization. So
he wanted to see everyone's penis and see
mental manipulation. Yeah. And he tried to do that, but he got caught. And so Babcock's coaching career is presumably over for good this time after less than a 2-month run with the Redcoats. Some say Blue
He did
Jackets.
that to everyone, not just the Rooks. It was just the Rooks or everyone.
The captain denies it, but everybody else, including the young players, say he was doing it. And I guess PFT may know more about this since the news about the personal photo demands broke on a Barstool podcast, Spittin' Chicklets. Any thoughts there, PFT?
Yeah, apparently it was Biz, or I don't know if it was Paul Bissonnette, Ryan Whitney,
right?
R.A. Merles, Grinnell. I don't know who had the. I think it was probably
Bissonnette was quoted in the article I read about it.
Yeah, so
he went the hardest against this dude.
So Biz put out the story, I think, and it was told to him by multiple players, I'm guessing. So I trust Biz. I don't think he'd make something like that up. Like Biz has plenty of stories about greasy coaches and scumbag coaches. I don't think he'd make it up. So yeah, I think it was multiple guys on the team. I did read a story though. The GM of the Redcoats, he said that
Blue Jackets, some say.
Okay, he said that Babcock asked to see his camera roll on the first day. So he asked his boss to see the camera roll too. That's just a thing.
Show me the camera roll.
Is he reciprocating? Is he showing his?
He should have to. He should have to show America his camera roll.
It's all Babcock's cock. He just watches as everyone looks at his cock.
Or he probably like sneaks pictures of the screen, so he has pictures of every player he's ever coached cock.
Dude, this is like William Wallace
camera looks like.
Putting together a calendar.
It's like checking if you have a dagger up a sleeve in the Middle Ages, right? It's like, all right,
like
I gotta see your roll.
It's like the movie Red Dragon. Do you see? He's just got slides of cocks.
It's gonna be a coffee table book called Hockey Cocks.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to guess. In small print is the name of the guy.
Maybe a long play. Yeah.
Would you rather your role or
that's Ryan Reeves.
Your immediate internet history?
Probably. I think either one is relatively clean for me.
But think about this. Your role could be your lady naked. It could be a picture of like your hemorrhoid, right? It could be a picture of like your bald spot.
Speaking of which, remember that time that Eric had a hemorrhoid and he wouldn't shut up about it? It was the size of like a golf ball.
It wasn't a hemorrhoid. It was an infection. I had an infection. I didn't have health insurance.
And then you would tell everyone about it, and you wanted to show it to all of us. So then
because it was literally it was nasty. It was like an ingrown hair that got out of control.
And then did you end up like doing self-surgery? And then
it's the name of a man. You did something.
Yeah,
with the name of a man.
I lit a small flame and then sterilized a safety pin, and then because I couldn't walk, it got so bad that I physically couldn't walk and was so painful.
And wasn't this in front of and sort of on top of some of these emotionally damaged dogs to give them backstory to sell?
It was at the same time that I was.
No, the surgery wasn't it done in front of and on to scar the dogs? Is that true?
No, it was not. I did not do that to scar the dogs. But I did make a full.
So that was just a side effect of your surgery. Okay.
All right.
I probably caught the infection from the dogs.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, it sounds like it.
When a dog licks your ass all the time, you get an infection.
That's right.
Hey, you brushed, right? But camera roll internet history.
Probably camera roll. It's mostly dogs.
For sure, camera roll. Internet history is more embarrassing, for sure.
Babcock's insulting people for being like good parents and dog owners and stuff. Okay,
I mean, he's crazy. Like it seems like it basically seems like Robert De Niro's
What's that, your hemorrhoid?
From Meet the Parents was like rewritten into an NHL preseason.
It's a big hemorrhoid.
Maybe he was doing it because he wanted to give the captainship to whoever had the biggest dick.
I think that's what it is.
That's my tradition.
All right,
camera rolls, denying it. Yeah, he's like, no.
Steve for cock.
No hemorrhoids, right, Coach?
The C on your chest, that doesn't stand for captain. Remember that.
Yeah, this was on the level.
Everyone's got a C, but they're different sizes.
I'm trading you to the Flames.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for the game. Okay,
I've been checking my email.
Now I just sent it. Okay, so refresh that bad boy and just check it out. Make sure you got it. I won't. It's to your oldest account that I know of. Anyways, it's secure. You see that I encrypted it.
Yeah, I see him.
Good. Excellent. You see that it's encrypted. Fantastic. So Mark, I believe, has prepared a quiz for
That's right, Eric.
our vice president of football operations.
Okay. All right.
So we've got some extremely incriminating pictures of Eric, and we will be posting them.
Whoa.
If he doesn't get these questions right, would you guys want to do like a 3 strikes? I have about 9 questions. So if he gets 3 wrong, we'll start posting these.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say in the one where I'm holding the gun, I look awesome.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
All right.
this is
an NFL quiz. This is an NFL quiz for the NFL expert. And if he gets some of these wrong, we're gonna release some very incriminating photos. So let's start off with an easy one. Which NFL team has won the most Super Bowls?
That would be. Oh wait.
No internet. You're on a computer.
I know this
No
one.
internet. No Google.
It's got to be the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Is that your final answer?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, that's half right. I'd say that's half a question wrong because there's another team that's tied with the Steelers.
Okay, so it's the Steelers and the Patriots.
Yes, that's
Okay.
Steelers and the
I knew it was
Patriots.
1 or 2, but I didn't.
We'll give you.
I
We'll
forgot.
give
you
you
get
that.
credit for that?
Okay.
We'll give
I
him
should.
credit for
Yeah.
that. We'll
Are we
give him credit
releasing
for
It's
that.
a
some of
trick
these
question. You said which
these
team, not which
embarrassing,
team.
damaging
Well,
photos?
You know, the answer was 2 teams. We'll give them that one. All right.
Dude, I didn't know what this. I was going to be tricked on this.
Oh, you're not
You are
going to get
on
all
the
these right.
spot, my friend.
Here's the next one. Jerry Rice has the most TDs ever with 208. Who has the second most and how many?
I have to say exactly how many.
Within 5.
Within
5. 108 for
I think it's Emmitt Smith.
how many?
Come on, give me within 10.
Start the clock, Wes.
There you go. Sure.
5,
10.
4.
200.
Ha! Wrong.
180 something. 180 something. No.
Wait, you don't even know?
Yeah, well, it's 185, I think. It's not
You don't
200.
even
Right.
know.
You're not within.
What
I
kind
don't.
of trivia is
I
this?
don't.
All right. First
Emmitt Smith.
incriminating.
It's Emmitt Smith with way less than 200.
Yeah, that's
All right,
wrong.
That's one,
Wow.
it's one wrong.
I mean,
Wow.
I can choose
one
not to
wrong.
play if you're asking me specific numbers of touchdowns.
That
You're
was
guys.
saying the
What's
game's
going on?
flawed? I don't know. I think that's just an incorrect answer. I mean,
I knew it was Emmitt Smith.
You
Okay,
can't
but you
choose
got
not
the
to play. The
touchdowns wrong.
Uber
That's
driver
one
was a
wrong.
setup.
Okay, so
2 more wrong, and we're going to see some really fucked up photos here.
Oh, okay.
We already told you about the hemorrhoid. Okay, next up. Through the 2022 season, so as of the end of the 2022 season, don't include this season, which current NFL franchise has the lowest winning percentage of all time?
Ooh.
You repeat the question?
Which NFL franchise has the worst all-time record, the lowest winning percentage?
I think it might be the Jaguars. Maybe the Lions. I think it's the Jaguars. I'm going to go the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final answer.
You forget that Brunell took them to like the championship game a few times, I think. No, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh man!
Oh,
And-
still?
And,
Yeah.
you know,
Even
you
I
couldn't
knew
see
that.
the chat, but T Baker in there. Well, that's
They're
weird.
trying to help you
Yeah,
out, but
they're-
if
they're-
they
they're
just
trying to
shut their
help us,
mouths.
What are you doing in the
Trying to
chat
help
over
their
here?
boy,
That's
though.
I'm
two
not reading the
wrongs. You not
chat.
want to see these photos? All right, let's get to it. Who was just a few more left? Who was the first NFL player to rush for over 2,000 yards, and what team was that on?
These are tough questions here. Very tough questions. I think it was O.J. Simpson for the Buffalo Bills.
That's
Final
correct.
answer.
That's correct. Now, who was the first person to rush for over 1,000 yards in the NFL, and what team was that on?
If this is like some guy that no one's ever heard of,
I mean, certainly some people have heard of me. Rush for 1,000 yards the first
Yeah.
time ever.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty damn impressive.
That's pretty
it's going to
good.
be like handsome Sterling Smith for the Minnesota North Stars. I'm going to say Jim Brown. Jim Brown, Cleveland Browns.
It was Beady Feathers for the Chicago Bears. So sorry. That's 3 strikes. That's 3 strikes. It was
Who
all
doesn't know
Beady
Beady
Feathers.
Feathers, man?
I
Who
forgot
doesn't
about
know
Beanie.
Beady Feathers?
Release the photos.
Come on. Okay. Well, since you said you look so good in this one, this is the first one that'll be released. Okay.
Okay.
And this is from our sketch comedy group. Who do you know here back in the day? Lots of great stills from these sketches that are locked in the vault for now. Here's one of them. That's PFT drinking a beer while holding a handgun at the same time. Same hand. Two-handed.
Yep. Same hand. That's from a rugged original beer commercial.
That's right.
Look at that
Very-
jawline on that young pup, huh?
Yeah, looking good. You hadn't grown the goatee in yet. You're working on it. You're working on it from the
Still am.
sideburns in.
Short
But-
hair.
Nice short hair. But yeah, so that's the first one. You do look cool.
You want to go one more question, one more photo?
Do you have the bonus hockey question?
I thought this was
Pat,
NHL trivia.
Pat, read it.
It says in the subject of
Okay.
the email that you sent, the Blackmail email, NFL quiz, urgent.
NFL quiz, urgent, secure. Exactly. That's
We'll be running the quiz here, Eric. Pat, go ahead.
Okay. This is a sports science question. Okay. And there's a caveat. I want you to keep in mind that NHL players, Connors, are on average 20% smaller than players in the National Football League. Okay. So between the two leagues, NHL, NFL, who hits harder?
What do you mean?
I'm saying if you were a guy standing there and you were taking a hit from an NFL player,
Sports science. Who hits
or if
harder?
you were taking a hit from an
pounds
NHL
per square inch or
average,
whatever.
average, yeah, on average.
I think I've seen hits in the NHL that I don't see in NFL, where guys go like laying on their head and do like flips and shit when they're not jumping or anything. I'm going to say that ice is the deciding factor. So I'm going to go with NHL hits harder.
All right, you got that one right. Now, who was voted the 51st player?
Technically, I don't believe it, but-
Who was voted the 51st best player in the NFL in 2011?
Stop, piece of shit.
I mean, that's tough.
They did vote on it.
What if I get this right? 2011.
BD Feathers
that
the
was-
third.
It was right. It was right before.
Why, that was Beady Feathers.
Let me think. Let me think about this.
of the Feathers dynasty.
It was right before Andrew Luck,
1,001
and so that means it
yards.
was a down season. So probably not. It might have been. I'm gonna go Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne.
Release a photo, please. And Dominican Sue is the answer.
Oh wow. Oh,
He got
man.
hosed on that. He was way better than 51st.
Oh yeah. It's because everyone hated him. He probably stepped on a helmet that season or something.
This is a bad one.
This is
a real.
this is the one. Here we go.
This is a real bad one right here. This is my bachelor party in Key West.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
there
that's
you
a
go.
good one. Just
Look at
boys.
these
Just,
getting hammered. They're drinking a Yingling.
no, you're drinking the
lager.
Yingling. I'm drinking ice cold Coors Light. Well,
Oh, that's right. Only forever.
right off screen. You can't see it.
We weren't gonna release the ones in the email at all, but you wanted.
Or
to talk
are
about-
we? The quiz continues.
No, there's no more questions. But I would like
That,
Will.
no, really?
Will, do you have anything you want to?
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Eric?
these are these. Why wouldn't you want us to share these photographs, Eric? Us
Yeah.
at King's Dominion. You see us
Yeah.
there with
What's
Wes
wrong with these, Eric?
and Colin.
That's it. Look at Wes.
Yeah, Wes is doing
Wes
a dick
is sucking
suck.
a dick.
I'm giving
the
the
Dominator.
Yeah, it's the roller coaster dick suck.
Excellent.
NFL West.
You wouldn't want to. You won't want people to see this one of you and Pat hanging out around when
Look at
you
Pat's
did the Dang That's
hair.
Methed Up movie together.
Let's
And
see
then
it.
like, yeah, and
He's
then
showing
You
it
can't
now.
see it.
oh, it's there. Can you see it? Yeah,
Can you
and
see
then
it?
like,
Can you see
Yeah.
these?
can you
Oh
see
yeah,
these?
when we're trying to get Josue out of jail.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It must have been around Dang because Pat looks like he.
What's that dude's name that was balding in like seventh
Andrew.
grade?
Andrew?
Andrew
Shout out
Merch.
Andrew, our buddy.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Wes.
He's also a great guy.
I know he's a nice
Jesus,
guy.
Wes.
He's
He'd
dad.
also
He's
do
got
it-
a bunch of- He's a nice guy.
He'd
He'd also
He's a nice
do
guy.
anything for a friend.
Provides for his family. Yeah,
I know he's a
great-
nice guy.
Great man. There's Armando, Chris Velasquez as well.
He's also the first to jump into a fight
Yeah.
on your,
Yeah.
to get your back.
I think I
And
saw
then there's
those
like
shorts in that
Still
picture.
funny.
You still have these shorts,
Yeah.
dude.
They're comfortable, man.
No,
I mean, they do look comfy.
got
There's
stains
this
on
one.
them.
Look at you and Mark in my driveway there. Just
Oh yeah. Was that high school?
I mean, look out, young pups. Yeah,
We look great, don't we?
I was leaving
Yeah.
for LSU that day. And then here you are. This is you flashing the West Side.
That's side.
That'll get me killed.
Oh,
This is
Yeah.
at Pat's
no.
house. So
That's maybe the most suburban photo ever taken.
Yeah. Tough guy.
What's this Blink 182 fool doing?
my ex-girlfriend's house in the back.
Yeah, Wes.
That's right, Wes.
Wes used to smash in that house right over his
Wes is
shoulder.
Wes is older than us, so Wes is probably getting a hand job. in
That's
that-
actually
like,
Wes.
my-
Do you see Wes? in the
yeah,
back?
West
Yeah.
West
In the
was
background.
probably back there.
He's leaving the back door after he plowed the preacher's daughter.
He's zipping up his pants.
He's getting into his station wagon that had the word.
He's whistling.
F-bomb keyed
And a
into
cord,
it.
yeah.
He's just like brushing his hands off, like.
That was probably the first time you met Wes. You just didn't even know it.
We didn't
Yeah.
know.
Photograph.
None of
Sure, we
us
had
knew.
interactions.
Hey Wes, I do got to ask you. We used to find the Gatorade crack bongs. You know the crack bong you'd make with a Gatorade bottle on a pen and tinfoil in that yard. Was that you? Was that you? Were you responsible for that?
Definitely not me.
Not Wes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that ballsy? I wasn't gonna bang the preacher's daughter and smoke in his house.
Should have said yes.
You would have been a lot cooler. Yeah.
Free pass to be
You
cool.
separated church and state. I get it.
I made one
here's
of those
our-
last summer, actually.
Nice.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You were making a lot of the old school ones at that beach house.
I made one out of a hot dog, the pot dog. You can
That's
smoke
right.
a bowl out of an old hot dog. But yeah, I made just for old time's sake. Went
It's
out with that
delicious.
Gatorade bottle. Yeah, the pot dog worked. I didn't know if it was going to work, so I carved
Tastes
out.
good?
I used like a straw to
Yeah, I
poke
ate
a
it.
hole in the middle of it, pulled out the meat tube, dug a little bowl for it, and then I was like, I'm going to get this on camera, see if it works. And much to my surprise, you can, in fact, smoke weed out of a hot dog.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Nice. Here's our old band, the Elbow Jockeys.
That's
yeah,
the other Mark. Bion.
Real young. Mark B.O. Right. Mark Boyer. Shout out.
Yeah, it was.
And then Eric, I don't know if you remember this one, but you wrote me a birthday card in the first grade.
Yeah.
And my mom found it in the garage, and I'm just going to read it back for you. It says, "To Will, ever since kindergarten, I've wanted to be your friend. Now that you are my friend, I guess I'm the luckiest person in the whole world." From Eric Steinberg. I gotta say, you really are, and so am I.
Oh my God.
Friendship. I cherish our friendship. Roasted.
That's awesome. I don't know if I actually wrote that. The handwriting looked pretty neat on it for a first grader.
No, I mean you
Well-
just have the same handwriting today that you had when you were in first grade, I think.
Yeah.
Eric and I met in kindergarten after I slipped him a Joe Montana autograph thing.
That's
here.
true.
And then that's
I
You got
guess
that
that
on
makes
Sports
me the
Illustrated.
luckiest kid in the world.
that's what got me. That's what guys. This Joe Montana got
Eric was a
me
big Lou
that
Gehrig
card
fan.
the
Yeah.
next year.
I consider myself the luckiest kid in the world.
God, I was such a loser.
Roasted.
No, we met when we were very young. I'm sure I wrote you an equally sappy card.
I don't think so. I don't think it's
no,
possible.
no receipts on that though.
Yeah. I show up the next day. Will's just no longer talking to me.
Yeah.
Super awkward.
He asked to be sat on the other side of the room.
No, that's when we knew we were friends because I'm clearly as big of a nerd as he is. If I didn't balk at that card, so
I was
ballsy
just gold
card.
digging. I was like that kid looks like he's got some Joe Montana autographs.
Well,
on him.
Will,
That
that was
was
a
real good.
laying around more shit laying around.
that was a Sports Illustrated Kids edition right away, right? Because my Jerry Rice looks the exact same as that.
Oh yeah,
how'd
these
you
are
get two
stock,
of them,
bro. Oh, he gave
No,
Montana,
they're stock. They're not stock, they're
Montana sent
verified.
us a stack of these. My parents had the charity. We had so many left over after one Christmas. We did this Christmas charity. where
How
we
many
sent-
friends did you make that?
Yeah, Will
that
had
year?
so many luckiest kids around him.
Yeah, no, it's just like everybody I met. Here's a Montana. Eric happened to be one of them, and the
I
rest
think
is
Eric-
history.
I
I
think
get
what
this
happens,
amazing
Eric-
card a year later, and I mean,
Eric caught wind
we're
of
friends
the
still
battle
today.
that was
Fantastic.
happening, and he had to one up the cards that were going
Yeah.
to Will. It was like, you got to
Will-
give him the nicest gift.
Will told Eric to just put the card in the pile, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
He like keeps opening up looking for money. He's like,
Yeah.
"Is there money in here?" We're like, what the fuck?
Oh, thanks. That's sweet.
Damn.
Doesn't say Hallmark on the back.
There you
no,
go.
yeah, no. Those were the humble beginnings. I'm sure we just had shitty presents at the time, but yeah,
The
that's
actual
it.
photos will remain behind glass for
That's
now.
in a
Forever.
vault. That's in a vault.
Unless you
Well-
fuck us over.
Well, yeah.
gun one was
Everything's,
hard, though.
everything's got a price one day, you know. I mean, one
I
day.
like the gun one. Got any more of those laying around? Send them my way.
Yeah, we might. We might.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming on the show and getting roasted a little bit.
Yeah, man.
and hanging out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good to see you guys.
You
It was
too.
good to
See you at the
Hope
beach
you're
next
doing well.
year.
What's that?
Is it?
Huh?
Is Wes got an invite to the beach? No, he moved.
Oh, yeah,
he
the-
doesn't go to the beach
All right. So
anymore.
the thing about it is, I'm in Chicago, right? So there's no
Also,
beach houses here,
everybody was
but
invited to Tahoe this year, so that
There's a
that
beach. I've seen the beach
mean,
in Chicago.
There,
Eric still
so I
does
did.
owe one.
Wes,
I
you were
rented a
invited to
lake
Tahoe.
house. I rented a lake house, but it's only 4 bedrooms. So
I call bedroom.
No, I didn't actually rent a lake house.
Oh, right. Yeah, because Wes wouldn't be invited. I mean, that obviously.
Right.
Wes, sorry. We're going to the lake house.
What if I write you a sweet letter?
Yeah, you can make this go away real fast, Wes. Wes, how lucky do you feel right now? Tell me. I want you to tell me how lucky.
The luckiest kid in the whole wide world.
It's got the power now, Wes.
Mom, how do you spell luckiest?
Oh,
Yes.
Why do you want to know, sweetie?
Well, now I think about it, I guess that makes me a luckiest kid in the whole world.
When you think about it, it does. It was a great friendship. No, the first trip we will be coming to visit Chicago for sure. Pat's obviously living. What are the odds on you getting a car and Pat being your permanent driver? Because we were kind of thinking maybe that's a possibility.
Right.
You know I got tracksuits, dog.
Pat's shaking his head yes, like very high. Very high. He's gonna be like, well, all right, Eric, the El Camino is nice, but I don't think that we can get the kid seats in here. So maybe look at something with 3 rows.
Yeah, that would be.
You're gonna have to get a minivan.
Also,
Oh,
would you
shit.
want Pat, the guy who's got his
Which
license at
PFT is a
25?
big
driving?
minivan guy.
Yeah, Pat's improved as a driver.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a driver
you've
last
improved.
weekend, and I almost got in 5 accidents. It was the worst driving I ever did in my life. It was a pretty piss poor display. But I got a couple pairs of gloves, so
That's a big part of it. Yeah, the
It's a
driving
huge part.
gloves. I do want an El Camino though. So if anybody out there knows of an El Camino that I can buy without a license, let me know.
I mean, the custom
gotta
painted
say it
one.
in
I'm still
Spanish.
rooting for it.
Yo,
It is nice. Well, I've thought about it. I thought heavily about the wizard, Viking, dragon, naked chick El Camino. Feel like I get pulled over a lot in that.
It's a statement piece, all right? You just
What,
gotta
for
commit
high
to the
fives?
lifestyle to go for that one.
Nice.
Yeah. Just wanted to shake your hand.
Yeah,
damn hair.
Exactly. Just a
my
congrats.
husband just left me. I just want to end it all.
Yeah, geez, steer clear of that lady.
I just wanted to
What'd
pull
you
you over and say that I wish I had the balls to do this, but I don't.
What'd you tip her?
Yeah,
Tipped her 25%.
okay.
Mhm.
Well,
She's
then
having a
she
tough
won't-
day. Enough for it to be a good experience for her. Not enough to make her want to come back.
She's sitting in the mirror looking at the tipping like, guess you got to up the act, Susie.
Right.
Oh,
Not thick enough.
Yeah.
oh, hello.
She's like being controlled by a serial killer who's like, you have to earn $80 in
pimp.
tips
Yeah,
in 2
pimp.
hours, or else I blow the car up.
Interesting here from live commenter Gavin in the chat. He says, do you have a passport? Because you can buy a car without a license.
So I have a passport. I've been rolling with my passport places, but I looked it up, and from what I read on the internet, you can't just have a passport. You have to have proof of a license to let them
And insurance. Yeah.
yeah, so that they can let you drive the car home.
Well,
Right.
guess what? Your driver's gonna be with you. So
Oh.
I'll tell you all about it.
Look,
So
I mean,
then I
already-
drive Pat's car home, and Pat
already
drives my
making a
new
good
car
pitch.
home.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
I think that was the plan, but
The old switcheroo.
Well, we'll see you in Chicago besides Wes anyway.
we're
soon.
going to come to
See you soon.
Chicago for sure.
Yeah,
we're
we'll be there
going to have
soon.
a fantastic trip to Chicago.
That's
We're going to
nice.
make some
That's nice.
Chicago content.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on, man. We're the luckiest boys. in
Yeah,
the
we are
whole
lucky
world.
guys.
We are the
Love you-
luckiest
love you,
guys
buddy.
in the whole world.
Love you,
Really
man.
love you. Really
Love you guys too.
All right.
was
Thank
fun.
you everybody
In the
for
audience.
listening. Hey, go to patreon.com/hardfactor if you want to support the show and get bonus podcasts every week. Go to store.hardfactor.com if you want to get merch to support the podcast out in public. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking day.